So hello, welcome. In today's video, I wanted to discuss two of my favorite video game series and which is better. Now, anyone who plays Mario RPGs, and Super Mario RPG is exempt from this because it doesn't relate, but it was a good game, to be honest. Anyone who plays Mario RPGs knows that there are two mainstream Mario RPGs. You got the Mario and Luigi series, which consists of 5 games and 2 remakes, and the Paper Mario series, which consists of 6 games and 0 remakes, but hopefully soon some remakes. Right, so the real question is, which of these 2 games series is better, Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi? So first of all, we're going to take a little look into all the games. We'll start with the Mario and Luigi games. So first of all, we're going to go on to Superstar Saga. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, a game I have recently completed the remake of, is set in the Bean Bean Kingdom, after Cackletta, posing as a honourable member of the Bean Bean Kingdom, attempts to steal Princess Peach's voice along with her underling Farfel, who makes his debut in this game and is a much loved character in the series, whereas Cackletta, meh. So Mario and Luigi travel to the Bean Bean Kingdom along with Bowser to try and rescue Princess Peach's voice, after her voice becomes rather explosive after her normal voice has been stolen, and the reason Cackletta stole Peach's voice was to awaken the Bean Star, so that Cackletta could rule over the Bean Bean Kingdom. There are many original new characters in this that were rather fun. Of course, first of all, original characters, we gotta mention Cackletta and Farfel as the main villains of the game, but also Bowser soon gets amnesia in the game and is recruited by Popple the Shadow Thief. Now Popple is a very fun character. His sentences usually end with the word she, which is S-E-E, but she. It's a stereotypical sentence ending verbal tick for stereotypical thugs and thieves and gangsters and all them. So his character is really fun, but he then recruits a rookie called Rookie, which is Bowser. So Popple and Rookie are recurring characters in this game. Also, we are supported by Prince Peasley and Queen Bean. Yes, so a all-new cast in this game of characters for you to play. Overall, the game's storyline and storytelling, it's a rather silly game, let's be honest. Most of the locations are named after various types of laughters, such as Hoo Hoo Mountain, Oho Oasis, Guaha Lagoon, and of course, we can't forget the Chocola Cola. Chuckle, because it's in the Chuckle Hook Woods, Chuckle. And then there's even a place called Joke's End. So the names are a bit laughy punny. And Teehee Valley, that's the obvious one, Teehee Valley. But the locations are fun, the soundtrack for this game is enjoyable. Overall, it's a relatively easy game. The bosses don't have that much to them, and their attack patterns are relatively easy to get the hang of. I'm talking from experience of the remake at this point, because the original version I had on Virtual Console, and I cheated my way through the game, because that's just what I do with the Virtual Console. But the bosses, yep, they're easy enough. You got some crazy bosses like the Chocolator, which is just a Chocola Cola with a sword and a shield, because why not? A giant Mama Piranha plant, a hermit crab with a lisp called Hermie the Third, who seems to very much enjoy being a Christmas tree. Merry Christmas, y'all. And of course, then we get on to the part of the story where you visit Woohoo University to defeat Cackletta. This is very early in the game, to be honest, to defeat the main antagonist. Farfel puts up no fight here as he is hammered into the ground instantly. You fight Cackletta, a fight in which I took practically 0 damage. and this is on the remake, not the original version where I cheated. And after defeating Calculator, she dies. Yep, that's it, she dies. But Forful sucks up her soul into his little vacuum helmet and does the unspeakable. He gives Bowser breasts. Okay, so Calculator's soul gets put inside Bowser, creating Bowletta, probably one of the weirdest characters in the entire Mario and Luigi series. Bowletta is basically the strength of Bowser and the cunningness of Calculator, and which leads to some very weird final battle as well. Farfel makes his debut in this game, and Farfel is one of the core characters in the Mario and Luigi series. He's a fan favourite for sure, and everyone loves him because of, well, first of all, he's an intelligent little bean with very weird and wacky and funny dialogue, such as his common way of using food metaphors and similes, such as his references to the various mustard of dooms and such excitement like a pie made of wow, although I'm aware that one's from Inside Story. And then of course he has Fury, because what's 4-4 without a little cry of I have Fury? So the 4-4 battle in this one isn't too bad either. It's actually one of the hardest battles in the game, the final 4-4, because, well, he hides in a little metal dome, which makes it a little difficult to actually hit him. Then we go on to the final battle of the game, where Bowletta, after recruiting all 7 Koopalings to help convincing them that she is Bowser. I'm not sure whether to call him he or she at this point, to be honest. It's very confusing. Mario and Luigi finally come face to face with Bowletta, and after being defeated, Bowletta is seemingly, well, defeated, and is like, gah, lost again to the stupid Mario Bros. But then a time bomb comes in from behind and kills Mario and Luigi. So Bowletta does what any sane person would do after they've killed their 2 main rivals. Eats them. So Bowletta inhales Mario and Luigi, the first of the one true original Bowser's Inside Story. Mario and Luigi drop down inside Bowletta to face what is definitely one of the hardest boss battles in any Mario game, Calculator's Soul. In the original version and the remake version, Calculator's Soul is very different between them. I'm going to do a video comparing both souls once I've done my Superstar Saga walkthrough. Yeah, spoiler alert, I'm doing a Superstar Saga walkthrough, the original one on the Virtual Console on the Wii U, but the two souls act with some similarities and differences, but Calculator's Soul is evil. Compared to the rest of the game, this is a very difficult final boss, in what was otherwise a relatively easy game. In the remake, I only died twice, both against Calculator's New Soul. I labelled them Calculator's Old Soul and Calculator's New Soul. But other than this battle against Calculator, which, especially in the original one, was really scary, to be honest, for a Mario game. I mean, in the original one, you've got this giant floating soul with its evil look and its like bloodshot eyes and everything, and oh man, that must have haunted so many little kids back in 2003. But the new Soul, it's trying too hard to look like buffed up, so it just doesn't look as intimidating. And the soundtrack of the original Calculator's Soul really hits a lot harder than this new version. But Calculator's Soul is a great final battle. So to summarize Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, it's a really crazy game. Like, it is whack. Completely whack. But it is a great game. It's fun. It's really fun. And with a very challenging final boss battle, which feels really rewarding once you beat it, what can I say? It's a must-play. Now on to the next Mario and Luigi title. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. What can I say about this game? I played it once on the Wii U Virtual Console, cheated my way through the entire thing, and I don't remember much of it. But let's be honest. This game, sometimes can be a bit confusing to the layperson if they can't get their head around the time travel aspects of this game. Because this game has something that I'm really interested in, so I'm surprised I didn't enjoy this more. Time travel! See, the thing about this game is, the Shroobs come from this alien planet, and they invade Mushroom Kingdom in both the past and the present. which is really interesting. I don't remember much from this game, so please stick with me if I maybe don't get any of the technical terms right, or if I just can't remember much of it. But this game is the debut of the evil Shroobs, whose sole purpose is to serve, well, the Princess Shroob, whose sole aim in life is just to kill. I mean, literally, they just go around massacring toads, drinking their souls as this thing called Vim. And that's just not okay. That's really not. And if you think Princess Shroob is bad enough, guess what happens when you defeat her? You get to meet her older sister. Trapped within the Cobalt Star, and the Cobalt Star was shattered, Princess Peach did this to, save everyone from the elder Princess Shroob, who was clearly a lot more intimidating than the regular Princess Shroob. But after Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario, and Baby Luigi, because yep, you get to play as all four of them, find all the pieces of the Cobalt Star, Baby Bowser, not Bowser Jr., Baby Bowser, decides to put the Cobalt Star together, and Peach doesn't even think to tell you that she hid an alien overlord inside it. So, naturally, well, what do you do whenever you meet an alien overlord? You have to kill them. But here's the thing, you beat Elder Princess Shroob and you think it no issue, but then Elder Princess Shroob Phase 2 happens, which is beyond evil just in itself, because that battle is not easy. Because Elder Princess Shroob becomes this even bigger Elder Princess Shroob with tentacles and giants and the foot tentacles and the crown and the everything. So the aim of that battle is you have to destroy the crown before you can attack the head. Then of course there's 2 left arm tentacles, 2 right arm tentacles, and the foot that you have to defeat. Now at this point you gotta suggest using the mix flower to deal as much damage to all parts as possible. Then once the crown's been dealt enough damage and you can attack the head, that's when you have to use the copy flower just to keep bumping into it. But I found it a lot harder to focus on A, B, X, and Y for attacks instead of just A and B like all other Mario and Luigi games, which is probably why they haven't gone back to doing anything like this. Although in Paper Jam they did bring in the use of the Y button for Paper Mario. The one on the left. A's on the A and B are on the right and bottom. The one on the left, that's Paper Mario's button. I get them confused with the Xbox buttons sometimes. But it's a lot to focus on. So yeah, the battle system's a little harder in this game, having 4 characters to control. And Bros items are different in this game. In all other games, you obtain BP, Bro points, which you spend on your Bro items, and you can replenish with syrups. Whereas in this game, you buy Bro items from the store or collect them around the map, and you use them in battle as a one-time use item, which I don't think people might have liked as much because, well, they've not done it again ever, so clearly it didn't pick up well. In this game, we meet a bunch of new characters. I mean, Kylie Cooper debuts, the photographer for the Cooper Chronicles. And of course, Forfall returns in Forfall's Beanin badge in the sewers of Peach's castle, selling only to the baby Mario and Luigi, so he doesn't really recognize them as being the ones who beat him up in Superstar Saga. And of course, we've got the ever enjoyable and laughable Yube, which is a giant Yoshi Shroob that eats you. Superstar Saga, you get Bowletter's inside story, then Yube's inside story, then Bowser's inside story is the next game, and then Dream Team is basically Luigi's inside story. Then there's Paper Jam, just disregard that. But Yube, that was a fun one. Then there's the Swiggler, there's the Elder Shrooboid, the Junior Shrooboid, and so many other variants of Shroobs. Man, it's like really original with the bosses, just Shroob after Shroob after Shroob. In both times as well, past and present. Of course, EGAD appears in this game, giving you your sidekick Stuffwell. But overall, Partners in Time. Is it a good game? Yes. Did it deserve a remake? Probably. Did it get a remake? No. But it's one I plan on replaying at some point so I can try and actually grasp the story this time, but on to the next Mario and Luigi title. Bowser's Inside Story is possibly the best Mario and Luigi game. It's usually highly regarded as one of the best. Bowser's Inside Story is different because it allows you to play as Mario and Luigi, duh, as always, but it allows you to play as Bowser, which opens up two major overarching storylines. The storyline of Mario and Luigi, who were inside Bowser after Bowser ate a weird mushroom and inhaled everyone, their story to find Princess Peach, and then Bowser's story is to reclaim his castle from Fawful. Of course, their stories meet when Fawful then captures Peach from inside Bowser and overtakes Peach's castle, in which both Bowser, Mario, and Luigi have to try and stop Fawful and the Dark Star. This game, obviously, Bowser is an entire new mechanic for the battle system using the X and Y buttons for punches and flames. And Fawful really gets a spotlight in this game, being the main antagonist, along with his sidekick Midbus, the giant pig boy. And of course, Mario and Luigi take on their various enemies inside of Bowser's body too. And travel through all sorts of different areas of Bowser's body, interact with his body as well to make different things happen, like to make him lift heavy stuff or grow giant. And this was the first time we got giant battles as well, which were very much improved on in the remakes. In the first version, you had to use the microphone, you had to blow on the microphone to do flames, which some people just cannot do, and I am one of those people. I had really many issues with blowing on the microphone, but in the remake, a lot easier. So, in this game, Fawful disguises himself and gives Bowser a weird lucky shroom, which turns out to be a vacuum shroom, which makes him inhale everything he sees. And then Fawful has the conquering of the Mushroom Kingdom. And many times over, Bowser will fight against Midbus, Fawful's henchman, if you will, as Fawful tries to find a way to awaken the Dark Star so that he can have even more power. That's his main mistake. He should have just taken the kingdom as it was, but nah, he felt the need for more power, and that cost him. The Dark Star soon goes inside Bowser, getting inhaled, and copies his DNA, creating Dark Bowser, the final boss of this game. Of course, then there's Dark Fawful. So, first of all, Bowser has to defeat Dark Fawful. Dark Fawful turns into this tiny little bug, that's the only way I can really describe it, which Dark Bowser inhales, completing him. So Bowser and Dark Bowser fight in the final battle, and after a while, Dark Bowser will spit out the Dark Star core of Fawful in his little bug form, which Bowser will have to inhale so that Mario and Luigi can defeat that core inside Bowser. So it's a great final battle. Overall, this game, along with the addition of many new characters such as Brock Monsieur, Broggy, Brock Madad, basically just a bunch of blocks. And of course, you know, it's an amazing soundtrack. Toad Town has a good soundtrack, KV Cape has a good soundtrack, Dimblewoods, Plaque Beach, memorable locations too, loads of memorable locations. This game is definitely the best in the Mario and Luigi series. Receiving very good reviews as well. It is definitely widely regarded as a fan favourite, and if you ask me, didn't necessarily need a remake because it was already really good to begin with, but the remake did improve on the few things about it that made it look a little more dated. It gave more detail to the inside of Bowser. It made the locations look a bit more detailed. Redid the soundtrack, which for in the final sounds amazing. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, made giant battles a whole lot easier. However, I feel like Partners in Time might have benefited more from a remake, but, you know, Nintendo just didn't bother with Partners in Time. But Bowser's Inside Story is definitely the best in the Mario and Luigi series and does deserve a playthrough by anyone who decides to call themselves a Mario fan. Now on to the next Mario and Luigi title, Dream Team, or Dream Team Bros if you're from that region that had it called that. So Mario and Luigi Dream Team, what can I say about this one? An exciting new villain, a new island to discover, and Luigi's dreams. This is a recipe for a very good game. So first of all, you're on your way to Pillow Island. That's Pillo. But yes, it's meant to sound like pillows and the thing you sleep on because, well, this game revolves a lot around sleep. So you're on board the Zeppelin, which is like a Zeppelin, but it's Z, because you know when you're asleep you're catching Z's. Never mind, it's a kind of a bad pun. You are somewhat attacked by a cloud of purple something, which turns into Antasma, which is the giant bat. And then you go through the tutorial battle, and to be honest, considering the character you're against, this should be a difficult battle, but I mean it's not because it's a tutorial battle. And despite the fact that the theme that plays in the tutorial battle is called the Final Antasma, it's still a great soundtrack. But yeah, you go through the tutorial and you arrive on Pillow Island. Now most of the pillows have been trapped in stone by the Dark Stone, which I really think should have been called the Nightmare Stone. They missed out there. That Antasma destroyed the Darkstone a long time ago when he was imprisoned in, well, a nightmare. But Antasma got out somehow, so I guess we have to stop him. But unfortunately, Mario and Luigi and Peach and Broggy aren't the only ones who decided to venture off to Pillow Island, because Bowser's there too, and Bowser has teamed up with Antasma. Oh no. Now, of course, a Bowser team up never ends well. Somebody gets betrayed. Usually Bowser, because Bowser always gets betrayed by someone else, because let's face it, Bowser's naive and not overly clever. But this game really changes that. Bowser and Antasma make a great tag team, really, of evilness, and prove it in a battle where you have to face Bowser, who has Antasma's power, much like how Mario will have Dreamy Luigi's power. This was in the Dream World. And then you realize this is a difficult tag team, and if they really do get their hands on the Dreamstone that Antasma's searching for, this could be very bad for the kingdom. However, just before Antasma can possibly get his batty little hands on the Dreamstone, Bowser betrays Antasma. Yep, none of us saw it coming. Bowser actually turned out to be the true bad guy. In the one game where I think Antasma really should have been the final boss of this, but actually Bowser's the final boss again. But this time, he sort of deserves it. He finally betrayed someone. Sure, betrayal is not something to really be proud of, but he finally betrayed someone instead of getting betrayed because he's usually naive and stupid. But this time, he actually put some thought into it and then became a god with the help of the Dreamstone, made himself into Dreamy Bowser, who has many powers. You know, he's strong, you have to defeat his arms before you can attack his head, and he can conjure up a free food buffet to refill his health whenever he wants. That's a power I would very much enjoy. But Antasma, let's go back to him. Because most of the game, this is the newest part of the game, is you have Antasma, this new villain who's popped up. And, well, he's got a great character. He's got his various speech patterns that make him more unique, and the final Antasma battle, which is the penultimate battle of the game, is an amazing battle. It's great fun. But Antasma X is probably the hardest Mario boss ever, if probably giving Calculator Soul a run for her money, because, well, it's Antasma X. It has even more power and more HP. We don't need that. But if we just stick to mainstream bosses, like not like challenge ring bosses, then Antasma does not compare to Calculator Soul. Because let's face it, as the games go on, the bosses get easier, and then easy mode came into it, which is I just find offensive. Really, we don't need easy mode. What happened to having to grind against all the menial enemies to build up your stats? Nope, I'll just use easy mode instead. Never mind. But Antasma, great character. Bowser really shows that he can be evil when he wants to be and can be somewhat smart in this game. And then, of course, it's Dream Team. I've got to mention this. Luigi. Luigi is pretty much the center of this game. This game without Luigi is nothing. This game without Luigi would be Antasma and Bowser win. Which means Bowser wins, not Antasma, because he would have betrayed Antasma anyway. The main feature of this game is Mario enters Luigi's dreams, and within the dream world various things will happen, but Luigi is the sole point of this, and then inside the dream world, Mario teams up with Dreamy Luigi, who allows Mario to perform Luiginary attacks, which is this whole new attack system, usually focusing on the tilt control system as well, which was implemented in the 3DS. Like, for example, the Luiginary ball attack. And the Luiginary attacks would involve many duplicates of Luigi being used to attack your enemies, which is very fun. And then, of course, the giant battles return, with giant Luigi having to muster up the courage to fight whatever giant boss has appeared, fighting against various, well, giant bosses, such as the giant Bowser battle, and that one where Wakeport just turns into this giant machine. Then there's that one where that Dreamstone sprite turns into a giant drill thing. Yeah, I haven't played Dream Team in a while, I forget. Then there's the Z-Keeper battle, and trust me, if you played the game, you know how annoying the Z-Keeper battle is. What with the tilt controls, trying to avoid his attacks, it's just, no, it's just not good. It's very difficult. But overall, this game has made it really good by two defining features. One, Luigi being used in this game, and two, the new villain of Antasma teamed up with the, well, overused villain of Bowser, which makes this a very good game. And then, of course, we have to talk about the various other characters that are in this game. Popple makes his return, and of course, there's the Z-Keeper that I mentioned earlier. There's Brickle, who honestly becomes quite funny as the game goes on. In Dream World, that guy's just crazy. Just dresses up as a carrot trying to catch this bunny. And then, of course, two characters I very much enjoy. Big Massive and his brother Little Massive. Why do I enjoy them? Because they always talk about beef. Everything is beef with those two. But you little cutlets wouldn't understand. Everything's about beef and not being side salad. It's a good life lesson. Be beef, not side salad. Duh? Anyway, and of course you are once again supported by Starla, who I forgot to mention earlier, debuted in Bowser's Inside Story and continues to be a sidekick for the rest of the Mario and Luigi series, including Paper Jam, which is why I just said paper by accident. But Dream Team, good game. In my opinion, the second best in the Mario and Luigi series. Now on to the final M&L title. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, or Paper Jam Bros, depending on where you're from. Now, I'm going to start with saying this. Paper Jam is the worst Mario and Luigi game. It just is. This game had a lot of potential. A lot of thought was put into it, you can tell. They decided that Luigi, because of course the whole issue with this game is the whole thing is Luigi's fault, that he accidentally knocks a book off of its shelf, opens the book, and lets out all the Paper Mario characters. Now, you see, they probably thought, we can't just have Bowser as the main villain, because that's repetitive. So who do we have as the main villain? How about Paper Bowser? Oh, sure thing. So Mario and Paper Mario and Luigi, no, Paper Luigi is nowhere in sight. So the trio have their main villains of Bowser and Paper Bowser, along with their sons Bowser Jr. and Paper Bowser Jr. And the 3D Koopalings, because the paper ones didn't want to join in with this game. And honestly, I can see why. So this game took a few changes. First of all, you have the addition of the Y button being used for Paper Mario's movements. Paper Mario can make copies of himself, so his overall HP is lower, but considering he can make copies of himself that can take a lot of the damage for you, it's quite useful. He has powerful trio attacks that can be used. And then, of course, you got your regular bros attacks with Mario and Luigi. Now, one of my issues with this game, and which a lot of people have with this game, is the same issue that they have with Paper Mario, Sticker Star, and Color Splash, and a bit with Origami King. There are so many Toads. Like, there are hundreds of Toads in this game. And to quote King Ollie, once you've seen one Toad, you've seen them all. they're all pretty much the exact same in this game. At least in the Paper Mario games, some Toads have some character. In this game, nah. All these Toads are pretty much the same. All the paper ones, at least. The 3D ones, some of them, like Toadette, have character. And Toadbert and characters like that. I'm not sure if Toadbert was in this one, but... Or Toadsworth. I'm not sure if he was in this one either, but... Usually 3D Toads, they have some character to some of them. The paper Toads in this game are completely identical pretty much, with the slight difference of a few colour changes, like some of them have blue spots, some have yellow, some have red. And a lot of the game involves doing Toads challenges, which involves finding Toads in hide and seek, saving them from various precarious issues. It's just a whole bunch of Toad saving. It's repetitive, it really is. It's just not good. So many Toads. It's like, when is enough Toads too many Toads? Why are you doing this to us? But other than that, this game, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed playing most Mario games. In fact, I can't think of one off the top of my head that I didn't enjoy playing. But, you know, it's definitely the weakest in the Mario and Luigi series. The final boss was Shiny Robo Bowser. Bowser with Paper Bowser mixed together, which is basically just a giant Bowser with a giant suit of cardboard armor. So it's yet another giant Bowser battle, because we all needed that, really. How original. But my main issue with this is this. Why? Why would you do this? What is the point? Like, why would you make a storyline so paper thin? No pun intended. It is really a thin storyline. So you captured the princesses, because both paper and regular princess are here. You captured the two princesses. Good for you. Now you're trying to take over the kingdom using a castle that, because you couldn't come up with an original name, you named after the same castle you made on Pillow Island in Dream Team, Neo Bowser Castle. Literally no original thought went into this. The only original thought was that they thought, let's bring the Paper Mario characters into the 3D world, because we're clearly out of ideas. So yeah, I have issues with Paper Jam. It's an okay game. The one thing I do quite enjoy is I like the battle card system that gets used. No, not like Color Splash, don't worry. It's like these cards that you can use using points, using star points, that give various status changes and like buffs or XP gains or coin gains with against various characters. They basically affect how battles can turn out, which is somewhat fun. You can choose your own deck of 10 cards to use in the game. My other issue with this game, it has not got a very memorable soundtrack. I don't remember anything from the soundtrack except for the Phase 2 of the Final Battle, which is just itself called the Final Battle, which is the Shiny Robo Bowser theme. That's the only one I really remember. All the other ones are just meh. This game, however, does have the debut of King Bob-omb, this is the hardest version of King Bob-omb, to be honest, because, well, there's a timer on the battle, so you gotta finish it quick. Then there's King Boo is in this one as well, so a few typical characters who are just entering the game now. And then, of course, you got Paper and 3D Petty Piranhas, Giant Pokies, etc. And then, of course, we got to talk about this game's replacement for the Giant Battles, which is Papercraft Battles. Now, some people had issues with this. Some people didn't like Papercraft Battles, but I honestly didn't think it was that bad. I mean, sure, it's a little bit unadvanced. It's a little bit basic, really. You can just dash into these enemies, or you could jump on them, and you have to go over the rhythm pads to recharge energy. Some of the rhythms from the Papercraft Battles have been stuck in my head for years. I'm not even kidding. Like, fully in my head. They're like so catchy. But see, I have no issues with the Papercraft Battles, to be honest. They're okay. Some of them in the challenge ring are a little bit harder than they really should be. But it's a nice change. They tried to do something new. I respect that. But Mario Luigi Paper Jam, meh. That's as much as I can say. Meh. That's the best summary. Meh. Right, so now we're going to go on to Paper Mario titles. And yeah, I've played 5 of them, so hopefully this is somewhat useful. The first Paper Mario title is simply titled Paper Mario, but fans nowadays will refer to it as Paper Mario 64 due to its being released on the N64. This game is basic in storyline. It is just like any mainstream Mario game, and if you think otherwise, please stop yelling at me. But it's a simple Bowser kidnaps the princess, Mario has to stop them. Again. But because it's the first game in the series, I'll let him off. So basically, Bowser decides instead of stealing Peach, he's going to steal Peach's castle. And so, yeah, he does that. He steals Peach's castle. So Mario goes on an adventure to find the 7 star sprites to get his way back to Peach and stop Bowser, who has the power of a star rod and is now seemingly invincible. Mario meets a lot of friends along the way, partners, which people very much loved the whole partners thing. I didn't really enjoy that as much as people said it was that good, but maybe partners is better in TTYD, I'm not sure. But yeah, you met a few partners that had okay stories. You had Goombario, then you had Cooper, Bombette, Lady Bow, Watt, Sushi, and Lucky Lester. Or Lucky Lester, whichever way you want to pronounce it, I really don't care. But yeah, the partners spare uses in the game. I mean, they don't have HP, so they don't die. They can sometimes be rendered useless for a couple of turns by various attacks, but they attack enemies for you, so they're useful. It's got a few memorable pieces of music in it. But again, I don't enjoy the soundtrack of the first Paper Mario as much. The final battle is a very simple, it's a giant Bowser battle. Wow. But the annoying thing is a star rod is going to keep annoying you, because you gotta waste one of Mario's turns shutting down the star rod before he uses it to gain loads of power. And then there's the various new villains that appear in the game, like you got the Koopa Bros, you got Tubba Blubba, you got General Guy, Huff and Puff, the Crystal King guy, what was his name? Might have just been Crystal King. And yeah, all these new characters to discover. It's really quite fun that all these characters you get to discover for the first time in this series. So I get the nostalgia behind it. But overall, it's an average Mario game. Please don't hate me, but the battle system's okay. It's turn-based. It's one where you'll always take damage from every attack. Usually, you can block the attacks, but it just lowers damage slightly. You can't like with Mario and Luigi, you can avoid getting attacked. Paper Mario, you get attacked. Deal with it. That's basically what they're saying. So yeah, I mean it's an okay game. I honestly don't enjoy it as much as I think most people did, but that's just me. On to the next one, and this is where it all gets a little bit tricky. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Where do I begin? I don't know. I haven't played this game. And this will shock anyone who hasn't seen my stuff before, and if you've seen my videos before, you know I haven't played this game. So this will come as no shock to you, but Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, from what I am told, is highly regarded as one of the best Paper Mario games and one of the best GameCube games ever. If not the best. And this is proved by how expensive it is to buy a copy of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door online. Considering you can buy Sticker Star for very, very low price of £10 or sometimes less, and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door costs triple digits, that says a lot about the quality of this game. It's very much loved by all. People loved it because it was an improvement on the first game. It had the same battle system, but again, improved. It had new partners with more story, more character, such as various partners that people liked, such as Goombella, Admiral Bobbery, and everyone's favourite, Vivian. But again, I'm yet to see why this is everyone's favourite, but I'll get there eventually. Can't wait to play this game. One day, one day. But people like this game, and I can see why. It has story. Bowser's not the main villain, and compared to the villains in this game, Bowser seems very much like he's not a villain, because you've got the likes of Sir Grodus, who is a bad guy. You got Shadow Queen, who is basically some sort of evil demonic, well, Shadow Queen. And then you've got all the other characters like Dupless, who just feels intent on being a just being a little bit of an inconvenience. And then, of course, everyone loves some of the stories in the levels as well, like in the chapters where you have to like solve a murder mystery on a train, lift a curse off of a town, fight in this gladiator ring. It's like some crazy stuff in this. Like, seriously, I'm missing out. I can't wait to play this game, but I will one day. So Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is widely regarded as the best game by mostly by people who did not like that the next game didn't have the same battle system. I have not much more to say on Thousand Year Door. There's not really much I can say about it. But from what I hear, it's amazing. So this really earns Paper Mario series some points here. But on to the next one, my personal favourite game ever. Super Paper Mario. Okay guys, I'll try and keep this short for you, because we all know I can talk about this game for hours. So I'll keep it short and simple. Super Paper Mario is a game in which Bowser and Peach get married. This event creates the Chaos Heart, and well, it was all spurred on by Count Black and his assistant Nastasia, who could hypnotize people, which is the only reason Peach would ever say I do to Bowser, because I mean, come on, never happening. So it created the Chaos Heart, which creates the Void, which is supposed to destroy all worlds. This is Count Black's plan, is to destroy all worlds. Why? Because he's heartbroken, because years and years ago, he was a man named Blumiere. Yes, he was still of the Tribe of Darkness, and he fell in love with a human girl named Timpani. Now, you're probably thinking, so why is he want to destroy all worlds? Well, here's why. His father. That's your answer. 2 words. His father did not approve of him dating a human, so cast out the love of Blumiere's life, Timpani, to wander dimensions forever, so Blumiere would never find her ever again. Of course, Blumiere did what any sane person would do when their father gets rid of their girlfriend. Well, he went looking for his girlfriend, failed, and, well, he destroyed his dimension, his family, and every other member of the Tribe of Darkness except himself. Convinced he can still try and find Timpani. After still not finding Timpani, Blumiere then decides to become Count Black after, well, he becomes Count Black when he destroys his dimension. Blumiere Count Black, he decides that he's going to just destroy all dimensions, because a world without her really isn't worth living. So most people would think, well, that's a terrible motive, get over it already. Me personally? Well, he's sad, I get that. But destroying all worlds may be a bit too much, but he decides he wants to destroy all worlds. He tells his minions he wants to create perfect new ones in their place. But of course, Count Black is lying, and the only one who probably truly knows that is his assistant Nastasia, who in time loves Count Black, but Count Black could never love Nastasia back because he loves Timpani. Love is the main theme of this game, in case you can't tell. But Count Black wants to destroy all worlds, including himself, and he just wants everything to be dead because, well, he's sad, he's heartbroken. So it's up to our hero Mario to stop him, along with the help of Peach, Bowser, and Luigi, although Luigi is out of this game for quite a lot of it because he is brainwashed by Nastasia as well, and becomes Mr. L, who for some reason no one can recognize he is Luigi. This game features many new characters, such as one of my favourites, Flint Crackley, then there's Squirps, and of course I'd be stupid not to mention Tippy, who is the pixel form of Timpani, which you discover by the end of the game. And of course Count Black's mostly loyal minions, O-Chunks, Mimi, and, yeah, the less loyal Dementio, who turns out to be the true villain of this game when he, well, usurps the power off of Count Black, takes control of the Chaos Heart, mixes himself with Luigi, creating Super Dementia, and really does try and destroy all worlds. And, well, at least he wants to create perfect new ones in their place and doesn't just want to destroy everything for the sake of it. This game has great story, and like I said, it's mainly themed around love. That's the most point of the game. People's issue with this game is definitely its battle system. It's a platformer game. It's not an RPG, it's a platformer game. You run right and jump, or run left and jump, or sometimes up and down the screen and jump, but you jump on enemies, that's it. So a lot of people are annoyed about that. Me personally, I love it because it's easy. It's a game where I can easily get through all the bosses and enjoy the storyline, all in the time of about 13 hours. I could sit down and complete this game in a day if I wanted to. That's how nice it is. I don't have to grind or anything. I can just run straight through it. And of course, there's other memorable characters from the series who debut in this, such as Francis, the nerdy chameleon who all he really did was kidnap a butterfly and try and date the princess, but he's a creep. He's also a nerd, so he's relatable. And in his level is you get to really see the love of nostalgia, as a lot of characters from the first two Paper Mario games will appear in little cameos in this level. In Chapter 2, well, Mimi will throw you in slavery, but you will but there's a lot of mystery in that mansion of Merle's, so it's really the love of mystery. Chapter 1 is the love of, well, adventure, as you adventure into Lionland and take on the robotic Fractale in order to get the pure heart at the end of that world. World 4, in space, you meet Squirps, and it's the love of outer space and exploration and the unknown of space. Chapter 5 is mostly the love of the environment, as it's about the struggle between the Kragnons and the Floro-Sapiens, who were really just annoyed that the Kragnons were polluting their water. World 6 is the love of fighting, as you go to Sama's kingdom to battle 100 Sama guys only to have the world destroyed. And World 7 is the love of parents and daughter, as Loveby, the NIMBY who seems to wander the underwear looking for... The underwear is their underworld, it's not underwear like that. But Loveby, the NIMBY who decides to wander the underwear looking for a prince, is escorted to the over there, in which she finds out that, after defeating Bone Chill, she is the last pure heart, and is not actually the child of the over there ruler Granby and the underwear ruler Jades. But overall, the love of the parents and the daughter is shown in this. And then Chapter 8 is just the love of two people, Blumiere and Timpani, which overall, it's them two who save everybody. So yeah, it's a game focused on love, but let's be honest, it's everything. It's also got great amounts of humour in it, especially if you choose to play as Bowser for most of this game, as Bowser's dialogue is usually the most humorous. Most people also have an issue with the fact that Luigi isn't playable until World 7, Level 1. And then again is taken away from you in World 8, Level 3. So you get in for the total of, how many is it? 7 levels. Overall, Super Paper Mario, amazing game. Definitely getting some points for the Paper Mario side of this battle. I think I've spoken for long enough about this title. I'm going to do a whole video about the entire game at some point, so I'll try not to say too much. On to the next game, which, honestly, this could make things in Mario and Luigi favour here, because this is where things go downhill. Paper Mario Sticker Star. Oh boy. Now, I will admit, I've played this Paper Mario more than any other Paper Mario, because it was the only one that was on a handheld console. The DS, the 3DS actually. So I had a lot of time to play it on various car and plane journeys. But it's the worst in the series. When you compare it to the heights of the Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario, where the Paper Mario series has just been, it's a long way down. First mistake of Sticker Star. No original villain. I believe this was after the point where Miyamoto is discussed about that Mario games shouldn't have story, and this is when he says, "Keep your damn stories out my Mario games." So they decided to go back to the root of every Mario game ever and have Bowser kidnap the princess. But this time it's not just Bowser, because we all know Bowser by himself can't ever do anything. So Bowser has the power of the royal stickers. Yeah, Sticker Star. It's literally Paper Bowser with a giant sticker on his head, so he's powerful. And, well, you have a partner of sorts in this. You've got Kirsty. And of course, my favourite partner from this game, the Wiggler segment. Yeah, because Kirsty is that annoying that she can't even be better than a Wiggler segment. Kirsty, she doesn't have personality, she's just angry all the time. She blames Mario for literally everything and just yells at him constantly. It's unnecessary, really. So the first thing is that there's no storyline. Secondly, there is no partners in this game. There weren't partners in Super Paper Mario, but you have Pixels, which is kind of close. The third issue is probably the biggest issue, the battle system. Oh boy, where to begin? What happened is, instead of doing turn-based or even platformer-based, they went back to sort of turn-based. But instead of the turn-based battles that you're used to from the first two games that everybody loved, you'll give them one-time use stickers. You go around collecting stickers for your sticker album, and the issue as well is if you collect thing stickers, which are 3D things that you then turn into stickers, they take up various different sizes in your scrapbooks, so they're kind of annoying to carry around. So you got these one-time use stickers, so if you don't have stickers, you can't battle. So there's really no point wasting them on menial enemies if you're going to then get to the boss and not have stickers. You have no incentive to fight enemies because there's no XP in this game. All you get for defeating enemies is possibly 1 or 2 stickers. And trust me, you're going to have used more than 1 or 2 stickers in the battle, so it's not worth your time. Maybe you get a few coins, but what are you going to do? Buy more stickers? What's the point? I might as well just save my stickers for the boss. And again, they're one-time use. So if you mess it up, you messed it up. That's it. So if you finally get your hands on an Infinijump sticker, which allows you to stomp an enemy 100 times, well, if you mess that up and you've just wasted an Infinijump, and if you've done that, I pity you. Honestly. So stickers is a terrible idea for a battle system, but it gets worse, because then you get to the final battle, which has, how many phases? 5 phases. It's a 5-phase battle, and each one requires some very specific thing stickers to actually help you stand a chance in this battle. The first one, you need a tape or stapler thing to be able to keep the trapdoors at the side of the wall shut so that no other allies for Bowser can get out. Second phase, there's a Womp, and you need to have an Eek hammer, so you can hit him, or use 2 hammers in a row if you can with the battle spinner, to knock the Womp over. And then you have to have some scissors-based thing to cut the Womp. The third phase, you have to have an ice thing to freeze all the lava bubbles, followed by a fan-based thing to fling these frozen lava bubbles at Bowser, which will do enough damage to end the phase immediately. The fourth phase, he has a chain chomp. Yeah, Bowser with the tiny little chain chomp. Now you can either hit the chain chomp with the bat thing, or use a tail when he attacks you to fling the chain chomp into Bowser and knock him off the stage. And the fifth phase is giant cardboard Bowser, because what's more menacing than paper? Cardboard. So, cardboard Bowser is not difficult. Get yourself a shoe sticker so that you can hop on him without getting hurt by spikes. Use a couple of Infinijumps and clone jumps and you'll be all done. But the thing is, despite the fact you can beat this battle easily in the final phase, Kirsty feels the necessary urge to sacrifice herself when we really don't need her to. Sure, her power is helpful, so it's worth using her anyway. I mean, it's not like we liked her or anything. It's not like she was one of those timeless classical partners that we all know and love. It's Kirsty. Who cares? So, use Kirsty. She actually did something useful for once. And then you can defeat Bowser with ease. And then, of course, because let's be honest, they don't care about story anymore, Mario brings Kirsty back with the wish of the royal stickers in the end scene anyway. Now, the one thing I did enjoy about this game is this was the debut of Sniff It or Whiff It, or over where I'm from, Hit It or Sniff It. Personally, Sniff It or Whiff It's better, but where I'm from, Hit It or Sniff It. Anyway, this game show was great fun. Basically, it takes place in Stump Glade, which is a level in World 3, and yeah, there's a bunch of Sniffits. Sniffits can breathe poisonous gas. Mario can't, so you gotta complete challenges before you die from the poison gas. Simple enough, really. But would you win from it? A little mini sticker star, there's no point. And would you win for the bonus round? A radiator, also no point. But yeah, this game lacked. Its soundtrack, alright, I have no issue with jazz, but it's a little too jazzy for me. I don't like the soundtrack that much. It's just... everything sounds like it's... well, it doesn't really seem right. A lot of it just sounds like remixes of other parts, and a lot of it is... some parts are just too upbeat where it shouldn't be. Some parts, like the final battle music, is completely, like, forgettable. Honestly. There's nothing to it. And then, of course, Sticker Star, well, it's flawed in so many ways. I don't want to talk about Sticker Star anymore, it's bad. So this is going to knock Paper Mario back a few points and give Mario and Luigi the edge in this battle here. But on to the next one, where Paper Mario is somewhat redeemed in one sense and completely destroyed in another sense. Paper Mario Color Splash. What can I say about this one? So, first of all, Color Splash. Soundtrack basis, this game is a massive improvement. This game contains some amazing music in it. If you don't believe me, go and listen to Blackout, the final Bowser theme. It's really good. Prisma Splash is a piece that plays in the end credits, so I'll give you a little taste of the entire soundtrack, really. It's also good. And as well, there's many other memorable soundtracks, such as Rumble with Wendy, which is just the word ho being repeated over and over in a pirate-like fashion. And then there's Black Bowser's Castle as well, which was quite good. And, well, this game, it was pretty good. We had a better partner for this one, Huey. Huey had a lot more character and personality than Kirsty ever could hope to have. Huey was better. And Huey's sacrifice was necessary, unlike Kirsty's, which she just felt like doing. She probably just felt sorry for yelling at Mario all the time. Huey, actually, he did need to sacrifice himself because he had to stop black paint from raining down everywhere. My main issue with this game is, besides its obvious flaw, is its storyline because, well, it's Bowser again, but this time he's possessed by black paint. Black paint makes you more evil. This just doesn't seem right. Something seems wrong with that. But, yeah, black paint makes them more evil. So Bowser kidnaps the princess again, because honestly, why not? Why not have Bowser kidnap another Princess Peach another time, like always? However, this game had one massive fatal flaw that, in this sense, was even worse than Sticker Star, and that was the battle system. The battle system got worse. It had one improvement, which was that all cards picked up in this game were the same size, no matter what they were, which was a little better. It's easier for storage rather than, you know, with Sticker Star, the stickers being so much bigger, taking up a lot more space. But other than that, the battle system is a complete downgrade from Sticker Star. And I'm surprised, really, that anything could be worse than Sticker Star, but battle system, it was. Here's why. Cards. The long and tedious battle system of Paper Mario Color Splash. Step 1. Select a card, or 2 or 3 depending on how many you're allowed to select this turn. Step 2. Use your limited amount of paint resources to paint the cards as much as you wish. The more paint a card has, the more damage it does and the more potent its attack is. Step 3. Using your gamepad. Use the stylus to swipe the cards up to the TV screen. Step 4. Commence attacking. That's way too many steps. That shouldn't take that long to do an attack, really. It relied too much on the use of the gamepad, as this was for the Wii U. So it lacked. It was a really long and tedious battle system. I enjoyed the battle system a bit more than Color Splash, but again, it was a tedious system. I mean, I enjoyed it a bit more than Sticker Star, not Color Splash. This is Color Splash. I enjoyed this battle system a little bit more than with Sticker Star. I'm going to try that again. I enjoyed the battle system of Color Splash a little bit more than Sticker Star, but it was more tedious. Now, you do have some incentive to battle, as battling enemies will cause them to drop paint, which you can use to fill unpainted areas that are white. And they drop these little hammer tokens, which, when you collect them, increases the amount of paint that you can hold, which obviously you use your hammer to paint these various unpainted spots. Now, this game was the debut of the Koopalings in the Paper Mario series, who each offered unique and fun different battles with their boss battles, along with their various different personalities, which I did quite enjoy. So again, it mostly was okay. It's definitely, overall, it's a step up from Sticker Star, despite the worsening of the system of battling. The rest of it, it's a step up, and at least Bowser's not being bad just because he felt like it, it's because he's been possessed. But Bowser's motive in this game, as to how he got possessed by black paint, Bowser just wanted a rainbow shell, really. That's all he wanted. He wanted to jump in the Prisma fountain, mix all the colours onto his shell, and get himself a sparkly rainbow shell. But no, he mixed the colours, got black paint on him, and went evil. Not a good motive. Story writing really failed there. I mean, this is just, oh. But overall, Color Splash, better than Sticker Star. Still not as good as other Paper Mario games. But for me, this is controversial. I rated Color Splash higher than Paper Mario 64. I just enjoyed it more, okay? 64, I just didn't enjoy as much. It just felt too basic, and its soundtrack I just didn't enjoy as much. I just didn't enjoy it as much. Color Splash was actually quite enjoyable. It had a lot of various features to it that I enjoyed. I enjoyed on Vortex Island being able to flip between the two parallel dimensions. I enjoyed actually most of the purple levels in the sea and all that. The various levels in this were quite fun at times. I liked the addition of Rochambeau, that was quite fun as well. And the return of Sniff It or Whiff It, the Seabed edition, along with many other things. This was actually not that bad. Sure, there were toads everywhere as far as the eye could see, but trust me, it wasn't as bad as Sticker Star. Sticker Star had so many toads. Like, you never seen so many toads. They were everywhere. Every NPC character was a toad. Every NPC good character was a toad, because the bad ones obviously were bad guys, they weren't toads. There were just toads everywhere. I mean, Color Splash, yeah, there was also a lot of toads, but at least some of the toads helped you. This one, they were all just useless. They were useless in Sticker Star. But in Color Splash, some of them were somewhat helpful, like Justice Toad, Surfing Toad, and Mountain Toad, who are all the chosen toads that help you get to one of the paint stars. Then you've got various other toads that serve some purpose of sorts, but again, so many toads. Why? What's the point? Okay, I've expelled everything I can say about Color Splash. On to the final game. Paper Mario, the Origami King. Yes, Paper Mario the Origami King is the newest Paper Mario. It had a new battle system, a new storyline, everything about it was new. Except the fact it still had lots of toads in, but let's be honest, this is just how things are now. But the toads serve a purpose in this game. The more hidden toads you find, well, the more toads that appear in the audience to help you complete puzzles in the battle system or help you with various other things as well in battles, like regaining health, damaging some enemies, etc. So toads are somewhat necessary for this game, and some toads even had personalities appearing as partners, such as Professor Toad, not Toad, that's Captain Toad. Captain Toad was a great character as well, along with Sea Captain Toad, and yeah, Professor Toad. I mean, sure, their names are just Toad again. It's a bit unoriginal, but at least they're trying to bring some sort of character into some of their otherwise boring toads. Then, of course, we got our new ally, Olivia. Oh, Olivia, she's one of the nicest characters in the Paper Mario series. She wants to help she wants to help the paper characters of Mario, Bowser, and all that defeat her evil origami brother, King Ollie, who really just hates paper, and even more than that, hates toads. King Ollie represents old Paper Mario fans. They love the old Paper Mario games and hate how the new ones have loads of toads in them that are just boring. Again, this is made obvious that the toads now have no character by the line, once you've seen one toad, you've seen them all. That's pretty much the case in the new games. But King Ollie was a nice new opponent to have in the game, and this is the first game, Mario Luigi or Paper Mario, that you've never fought Bowser in. You never had to fight against Bowser, considering most of the time Bowser spent most of the time as a folded up napkin. And then afterwards, once he finally restores himself to his main form after defeating the Stapler, yeah, spoilers, Legion of Stationery. After defeating the Stapler, Bowser unfolds and becomes his own giant self again, which really doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything in his normal form, really, because Mario fights King Ollie, who takes the form of all four of elementals. But then Bowser, before he even gets to do anything in his form, changes form again into a giant origami sumo Bowser to take on a giant origami sumo King Ollie in a sumo battle, which Mario has to help with his thousand-fold arms. It very quickly gets into the new features of the game with the thousand-fold arms and the new battle system being turning and sliding rings to move enemies in line, and then using an unlimited supply of jumps and hammers. Yes, jumping and hammering is unlimited now. You don't have one-time use items. Of course, you can buy weapons such as other more powerful boots and hammers, and occasionally pick up items like flowers. Items, one-time use. Weapons, multi-time use. They can be used, I'm pretty sure you get a good 10 uses out of them each. And of course, some of them are more powerful than others. So it's an improvement. I like the new battle system. I have to think really hard about where I'm sliding these enemies in the puzzles to get them to line up properly. It actually poses a challenge, without the battle itself being too difficult, and the boss battles was a refreshing change, to be honest. Although my only issue with the boss battle is against boss Scissors, because let's face it, Scissors was too difficult, because if you time one jump wrong, you get sliced in half and you're dead. That's it, you're just gone. Another thing that makes this game so easy is that you can hold on to a one-up mushroom, so as soon as you die, you are, well, instantly brought back to life by this one-up mushroom. So as long as you have one on you, this game's relatively easy. This game has a lot of new partners too. You get to have K-Mech and Bowser Jr. partner with you, and everyone's favourite new partner, Bobby the Bob-omb, who's rather sad sacrifice, moved a lot of us, but also made us question everything we knew about Mario, considering we're told in the first Paper Mario game and the second one that Bob-omb seemed to love exploding. Then this happens. I think this is just Nintendo saying to us, Yeah, the old games are gone. Long live the new Paper Mario. But overall, Paper Mario the Origami King is an improvement. It's my second favourite Paper Mario at the moment. Again, I say at the moment because I haven't played the Thousand Year Door, but currently, Origami King sits at number 2 for me. I very much enjoyed it. It has an amazing soundtrack. Personally, I love Sniff City more so than Shroom City. Disco Devil Hole Punch, that's a great one. And Battle with King Ollie. And then there's all sorts of random musical numbers that just pop up, such as Happy and Sappy, and the song that you have to sing to get into the Fire Elemental Cave, and the one that the oarsman Toad sings going down the Eddy River. So yeah, there's a lot of new characters in this, and it was quite a fun game. So I gotta be honest, the Origami King really sways things back in Paper Mario's favor, and honestly gets a little bit more criticism than it deserves. Sure, it's not the old Paper Mario that people always loved, but it's a nice new change, and let's be honest, I would take this over the battle system of Color Splash and Sticker Star any day. So let's appreciate the Origami King. Thank you. Now that I've gone through an in-depth review of the 11 games, or rather not in-depth in the case of some like TTYD and Partners in Time, I can now make a judgment on Paper Mario vs. Mario Luigi. Now, my argument for Paper Mario is that Paper Mario games usually have a deeper storyline if you're playing the first few, but then later on got less deep. But Paper Mario has something that Mario and Luigi doesn't. Partners that can be used in battle. Of course, Mario and Luigi in turn has bro attacks, with Mario and Luigi usually working together in battles, whereas Mario usually fights alone or with various interchangeable partners. If we take the first Paper Mario trilogy, take the first 3 games, then we've got a pretty good lineup. Paper Mario 64, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and Super Paper Mario all display how amazing Paper Mario has the capability of being before they then shunned stories out of the Paper Mario series. And it showed how amazing the soundtracks could be, how deep the stories could be, and how complex the characters can be, considering that these characters are just flat pieces of paper. They're actually really deep. You get to bond a lot with various characters in it. Really helps. It has a lot of memorable characters as well, which is always useful. The Mario and Luigi side, though, you get Mario and Luigi, that's a given. You fight with them two all the time. But you get help sometimes from Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, Bowser, Dreamy Luigi, and Paper Mario appears in the Mario and Luigi series as well, although we all regret it. But Mario and Luigi, the storylines in that game may not be quite as moving and compelling as the storylines in Paper Mario, but they're by no means something to look down on. As the Partners in Time storyline is often regarded as one of the darkest storylines in Mario history, the Bowser's Inside Story storyline is one of my favorites, as it shows how Forful can very easily manipulate everyone to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom, but gets carried away with his need for power. And then the Superstar Saga storyline is just completely bonkers, but we love it really. The Dream Team storyline is something that shocks you, as Bowser actually betrays Antasma. I have nothing to say to Paper Jam. So overall, looking at the 6 Paper Mario games and the 5 Mario and Luigi, it's pretty much even on the number of games because I haven't played the Thousand Year Door, so I'm not letting that affect me too much. I'm going to say that Paper Mario vs. Mario and Luigi, the winner of this battle is Paper Mario. I want to know what you all think as well, so please leave a comment about which one you think is better, Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi. Now, regarding our second places here, Mario and Luigi, I love the Mario and Luigi titles. 4 out of 5 games I enjoyed. 3 out of 5 games I've enjoyed very much. One game I cheated my way through, and one game was okay. But Mario and Luigi will always be games I enjoy because, first of all, RIP Alphadream. But secondly, I love the original bad guys that are in it, like Fawful, Calculetta, and Antasma. The soundtrack in it, Yoko Shimomura, I think that's her name. It's definitely Yoko something. But she did that person does the music for all 5 Mario and Luigi games, plus Super Mario RPG Legend of 7 Stars apparently. But Yoko is very good at his or her job. I'm not sure if that's a male or female name. The music in the Mario and Luigi games is usually amazing. Again, disregard Paper Jam for now, and I don't remember much from Partners in Time, but the final battle theme's okay, and the end credits theme is just... I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. But take the other 3 games, Superstar Saga, Inside Story, and Dream Team, there's some amazing music in those. If you take the Paper Mario series, they all had different composers, but they all did their own different thing and in their own way did a pretty good job with it. Except the sound team for Sticker Star. As I say sound team, there was a lot of them working on the soundtrack, and even then, it still wasn't that good. If you take a look at, I believe it's Naoko Mitomi and Chika Sekigawa, who did Super Paper Mario, that is the most amazing soundtrack in any video game in my opinion. Super Paper Mario has an amazing soundtrack. Thousand Year Door has some good pieces as well, 64, and Color Splash and Origami King's full of good music. So soundtracks, well, they both got their way. But what does it for me is the stories in the first few Paper Marios. Again, not TTYD, I can't talk about that yet, but Super Paper Mario's story really shows how much thought and how much intelligent systems Nintendo can do with the game. With a character that has had so many games, makes it feel so different. I mean, sure, Mario and Luigi had some okay storylines, but none of them were overly compelling, and they were all pretty obvious. Mario and Luigi saved the princess. That's it. That's it for all of them. All of them. The princess gets captured. You gotta go save her. And that's about it, and you always win. Games like The Thousand Year Door, which obviously, yeah, the princess does get captured, but has a bit more story to it, what with the various storylines of the X-Nauts and Grodus, the Shadow Queen and the Shadow Sisters who are trying to bring her back or something like that. And Super Paper Mario is completely different, as the princess is available to be a hero for most of the game. Really shows you how different the games can be. What mainly pushes it for me is Super Paper Mario. That really pushes Paper Mario in favor. So, honestly, if you redact Sticker Star from your mind as well, then Paper Mario is the obvious winner, I think. So overall, Paper Mario wins against Mario and Luigi. Of course, this is one of many unsolvable questions of the Mario universe. We really don't know which one is better than the other, but my opinion, I'm going with Paper Mario. Well, thanks for watching all this. I appreciate this has been quite a long video, and feel free to leave a comment about your opinions on the 5 Mario and Luigi titles, the 6 Paper Marios, and which of the 2 franchises you prefer. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, etc. Do what you wish. You don't have to. But thanks for watching. Ciao.